Sunday, Week 1, May 2001, WCW presents The Big Bang. It all begins again. And we kick off on the pre-show in front of 7,458 people with a hardcore title match. And Sabu defeats Atsushi Onita. Two hardcore icons. And they're coming in to be the basis of the new WCW's hardcore division, Sabu and Onita. Sabu picks up the win with the triple jump moonsault. Gets a 44 overall, Sabu a 49-29 for Onita. They're both good at hardcore matches. We know that. They both have very good hardcore stats. So it's exciting to see them use them. 44 rating though is pretty decent. When we open the main card with the Cruiserweight Battle Royal, AJ Styles, Aguila, Blitzkrieg, Cash, Chavo Guerrero Jr., Dragon Kid, Great Sasuke, Juventud Guerrero, Psychosis, and Tajiri. Those are your 10 people in this match. A lot of those, Aguila, Blitzkrieg, Kid, Suzuki, Sasuke, Guerrero, Psychosis, and Tajiri, they're returning to WCW or debuting in WCW. Only AJ Styles, Cash, and Chavo were in WCW at the start of this save. So this is part of the rebuilding of the Cruiserweight division. And it's Psychosis who picks up the victory. Final four being Chavo, Juventud, and AJ Styles. Chavo being the last person to be eliminated. And it's Psychosis who will be facing Shane Helms on tomorrow's episode of Nitro. And, you know, they have a little bit of a face-to-face. Helms cuts a promo. Psychosis tries to respond, but he's not a great promo, so... Next, basically, it is just Helms and Psychosis facing off. And saying a few lines to each other. 6-man tag team match. As Chris Kanyon, Shane Douglas, and Disco Inferno defeat DDP, Norman Smiley, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho. When Kanyon hits the Norman Light suplex on Norman Smiley and picks up the victory. Good rating, 65. Kanyon does get the highest. Oh no, DDP goes 74. Kanyon 65. It's good showcase for 6 of the people that are in the tournament. Obviously, I think this is. So yeah, I think DDP. So it's DDP versus Shane Douglas. Mike Awesome versus Jim Duggan, Kanyon versus Billy Kidman, and no, Kanyon versus Norman Smiley, and Billy Kidman versus Disco Inferno. That's the quarterfinals. I think I'm not 100%. I can't remember all of them. I know 2 of them are exact, but I can't remember what the other 2 are. 65 rating. Torrie Wilson's a face with a heel Shane Douglas. I don't know what's happened there, to be honest. I'll sort that out. We then get Cruiserweight tag team action as the Filthy Animals defeat Elix Skipper and Kid Romeo in 11 minutes dayline when Billy Kidman pins Elix Skipper with a shooting star press. It had to be Mysterio and Kidman who picked up the win. Kidman's going into the tournament. I wanted to keep him strong, so he got the win. Skipper and Romeo are great. They're not on the level of Mysterio and Kidman, which begs the question of, do we want to be pushing for Mysterio and Kidman to get out of the Cruiserweight Tag Team division and into the Cruiserweight Singles division? Like, Ray's getting a 72 there. That's better than quite a lot of our main eventers. But 58 rating isn't too shabby. And then tag team action, which kind of goes against what I just said. But, let's forget about that. As Palumbo and O'Hare beat Team Canada, as Sean O'Hare pins Lance Storm with the double super kick, and they make the first defense of their WCW World Tag Team titles. Gets a 61 rating, not too shabby. Awesome doesn't take the pin, but starts putting a dissension in between Team Canada because they just lost their tag title shot, which is what I want, because I don't want them to be a team. I want Awesome to be able to go single, because also, as far as I'm aware, he's not Canadian, is he? I don't know, but 61 rating. Sting and Flair. The sex semi-main event. Sting defeats Ric Flair in 1935 with a Scorpion Deathlock. It's an 82 rating, 86 for Sting, 71 for Flair. They have great chemistry, well, pretty good chemistry, not great chemistry, but they are put on a phenomenal match. 82 is the best match we've had so far, and I don't think the main event's going to beat it. And now, announcements for the Nitro card. The matches will be there's 5 matches which are announced for Nitro, and there'll be other segments obviously on the show. Buff Bagwell will be taking on Dustin Rhodes. Psychosis will be taking on Shane Helms for the Cruiserweight Championship. In the United States Championship Tournament, Mike Awesome will be taking on Jim Duggan, and DDP will be taking on Shane Douglas. And also we'll be having Fit Finlay versus a mystery opponent. Gets a 44 rating for the announcement. And also, it's my first real time to talk about this. I said I was going to be doing something about this commentary. And this is step 1. Hello to Joey Styles, who's coming in to join our commentary team. He's one of the best commentators in the world. Probably one of the best. I think Joey Styles is one of the best commentators of all time. Even his WWF 2000, WWE 2005, 2006 run, I thought was amazing. But I do think he is underrated. And yeah, I think he should have been brought in by the major companies in 2001. I don't know why he wasn't. 44 rating though, pretty good stuff. And the main event goes to 78. So yep, Sting versus Ric Flair was the best match, but I am not regretting putting this as the main event. Firstly, because it's the world title match. It should always be the main event. Booker T defeats Scott Steiner in 1644, hitting the Harlem Hangover, continuing his reign as WCW World Heavyweight Champion. A 78 is pretty good, 76 for Booker, and a 77 for Steiner. But I said earlier, despite this not being the higher rated match, that I still felt I was right for putting this in the main event. And that's because of this. Shawn Michaels comes out and super kicks Booker T. We'll say he's under a hoodie at first. Booker T celebrating, turns around, straight into a super kick, takes the hoodie off, and it's Shawn Michaels in WCW. Because he wasn't actually under contract at this time in 2001. He wasn't under contract. I know there was talks about him returning to the WWF, which would have changed to like the entire two-man power trip angle. It would have been DX versus Austin. Would have kept Austin babyface pretty much, if they could have got him in for WrestleMania X7 when they wanted. But they didn't do that. So I'm going to bring in Shawn Michaels as our new top heel in the company. Gets a 72 rating. What do we get overall? 75. Increases our pop in 11 regions once again. We've got a small reach, but we're putting on good shows, and that's all we can ask for. So I'll see you guys on tomorrow's episode of Nitro, because I suppose one angle I should probably put in there, Shawn Michaels speaks. Welcome to WCW. And it all starts with a big bang.